Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live broadcast from the Life of a Utah Medium. I am your host, Caden, and hopefully here shortly we'll be joined by Tanisha. She's just in a little busy for a second, but welcome back to another episode, guys. It's good to see you. Good to be back. We've got another good show going for you this evening. I will be posting links to the live broadcast onto Facebook. So if you are not listening right now, you will be able to do so. You can also log on to your account and chat with me there, and we'll kind of get some things going for you. So welcome back, everybody. It's awesome to see you all here. It's awesome to look back at everything that we've got going on, look at all the episodes that we've recorded, and see quite a few listeners between the podcast and the live broadcast. So a huge shout out again, a major thanks to everybody that participates, that helps us out. If you have not listened to the show yet, if you're a new listener, welcome. We do post the live broadcasts as soon as the show is over. I think it takes a couple of minutes to kind of get it up on the air, but you can always go back and listen to old broadcasts. If you have any questions, you can always chat with us here. I try to get on the chat room on Facebook and, obviously as well as here on Spreaker app. So if you have the app, if you're listening on your phone, you can chat with me and I will see your conversation here on the app. And when you do so, I will respond to every question that gets sent. If you don't respond, or if you don't have a question or anything like that, you want to text me later or get a hold of me, you can always do that. You can reach me on my personal page at Caden Mattinson. We've got a lot of people that are friends with me on there. If you are not friends, you should be able to see me on our mutual friends. And then if you can't find me there, you can find me on the Facebook page, The Life of a Utah Medium. And if you message me on there or on my personal page, I will get back to you, and we can help answer whatever questions you got going on. We can talk about paranormal stuff, get you set up for a reading, get you set up for events, whatever you've got going on, whatever questions you have. So let's jump into the show. I kind of like to do the part at the beginning where we update everybody on life stuff. I did just post the podcast on the page this morning, so if you have already listened to that, you're not missing out on anything. If you did not listen to that and you are on the live broadcast for now, I will update you on here as well. And then if you're not listening to the podcast, you should go listen to it. It is titled the same, The Life of a Utah Medium. And a lot of good stuff on there. I post that a couple times a week. So let's jump right into it, guys. We got a lot to update on. We got a lot to talk about. And then we'll kind of talk about our paranormal topic of the day. And this paranormal topic will be the same as what we talked about in the podcast. This will just be the live format of it. So let's update life, guys. Life is a little bit insane right now. And so we have a couple things going on. We've got our events coming up. We do have the Benson Gristmill event on Friday. If you already have your tickets for that, we will see you there as soon as the gates are open. We're ready to start taking tickets. If you have not already purchased your tickets, there are 3 different ticket tiers that you can purchase from for that event. You can purchase just the gallery, which is $20. You can purchase just the investigation, that's $25. Or you can purchase the combination package, which is the investigation and the gallery session. That is $40. That is a steal, guys. That is a steal. That is $25 off of what should have been the normal price. So we've got a lot going on. Don't mind my kind of breaking up here for a second. I'm just getting this post out on the page right now for everybody. So if you haven't joined us already, come in and take a listen, have a chat with us, and we'll get this posted on the page for you. That will start. I'm trying to look up the information for you on that because I thought I understood the time and all that, but apparently I had a misunderstanding of some sort. So I'm going to pull that up right quick, and I will give you the exact information on that. But in the meantime, let's see here. Looks like we have possibly a message. Yeah, we do have that event coming up, guys. I will get you the exact time on it. It should be on your ticket if you've already bought tickets. But if not, I'll give you that information right now so that you've got it. And then we do have another event coming up as well that will be, let me give you the exact date on that as well. That's coming up in November, the third Friday, which is the 15th. The 15th of November, that's the next gallery reading session with myself and Esther Graves. If you didn't participate in the last one, you missed out on a really good one. We had a blast. We had 2 people show up for that one, which was fine. It was a good time. But we did have, I think 20 tickets or 25 tickets, something like that, sold for the Benson Gristmill event. So if you're participating in that, I'm excited to see everybody there. That's going to be a wonderful time. Tickets for the gallery reading session with Esther are $40 a piece, and they are now on Eventbrite. So if you didn't get your tickets for the last event, you can jump on my Facebook page onto the event, The Life of a Utah Medium, and I've got that Eventbrite set up there. And then if you want tickets still, like I said in the podcast, you still got a couple days that you can purchase your tickets for the Friday event that's coming up at Benson Gristmill. So, there is still time for that. Couple days, not very long, but you do have some time coming up for that. And that is going to be, I'm just in the process of pulling up that information for you right now because, like I said, I thought I knew what time we were all going to be there, but I think I've got incorrect information, so I'm going to make sure I give you the actual information right now. Let's talk while I'm pulling that up. People have asked what's going on with our life and kind of how crazy things are going. So, let me kind of give everybody an update on that. So, as we talked about in the podcast before, we did set up a towing company and a roadside company for ourselves. That is officially set to go. So, all the paperwork is in. We're waiting on a couple of clients to get back to us. But for the most part, that's all been put together, and we're just waiting on kind of the final say before we start taking calls. So it's going to be a little busy, a little crazy, but that does not mean that I won't still get events lined up for you guys. That doesn't mean I won't still get readings and that kind of stuff going. So let's see. So we do have that going on. So if you have any roadside needs, don't forget to hit us up. We can work with your insurance most likely. I'm in the process of figuring out how to do that at the moment. So here in the next few days, I should have answers on that if you have any questions. The business is officially open and it is officially rolling. So don't be afraid to ask for an invoice or anything like that and submit it to your insurance because they will reimburse for that. Back on the events, the Friday event coming up, I did have the right time. So the gallery reading portion will be at 7:30 there at Benson Gristmill, and then we'll begin investigating at 9. So that'll let it kind of get dark enough, let everything settle down, all that good stuff. So that is from 7:30. We have it from 7:30 until 1 a.m. If you have not already bought your tickets, like I said, you still have time. Jump on the website at advancedparanormal.com. And if you have any questions, jump on my page, The Life of a Utah Medium on Facebook, and I can answer all those questions for you, give you the link and all that kind of stuff to get you set up on tickets. Like I said, the upcoming gallery with Esther Graves is also on Eventbrite. So if you want to participate in that, jump on there and book your tickets. And that way we're aware of how many people we need to plan for that event. Let's kind of take a step back. We finally got joined by Tanisha.
Hello, you guys.
She's a little bit of a slacker tonight, so
I'm kind of tired. I'm on like 4 hours of sleep.
We'll forgive her this time. So, yeah, I think we're pretty much up to date with you guys. I mean, if you have any questions, like I said, if you're listening in right now and you have any questions, you want to chat, I am on Facebook right now. I'm between the Life of a Utah Medium page and my personal page. So if you have any questions, shoot me a chat, if nothing else, because I will get that and I'll respond. If you have an account here with Spreaker, you can always log in and chat with us that way as well, and it'll show up here on my app. But let's jump into the topic. Tonight's topic is a little bit skewed because it's a mix between topics. Once again, I've been asked questions about what it's like doing a gallery versus a group reading. So I want to make sure that everybody understands the difference there. And then I've been asked also like kind of what it's like to do medium readings, how it is that I connect and all that good stuff. So we're going to kind of cover all of that. And, if you have questions as we go, like I said, feel free to chat in. It looks like I'm on the Spreaker page right now. So if you're listening online, there is a little portion where you can type in your comments. It doesn't look like it has like a chat screen, but it does look like you can leave a comment. And if you do that, I will get it on my app. So that's how you can chat in with me. But let's jump into the topic, because it is a topic that everybody's kind of asked about, and we've had multiple people want information on it. So this is going to kind of be my lowdown because we do have a couple of the events coming up. So first of all, let's discuss the difference between a group reading versus a gallery reading, because there is a slight difference between the two, and I don't want people getting confused. A group reading is where you and a group of 3 or 4 or 5 friends or family decide to have a reading in your home or in like Synchronicity's office or something along those lines. But it is generally people who are very well connected, family, friends, what have you, that are out looking for probably 1 or 2 people specifically, and then whoever shows up for all of you together. And generally, I do that over about an hour, and we can connect with whoever is there, whoever needs to talk. And so it's more, it is a group, but it's more of a private setting than a gallery session. A gallery session is we bring 10, 20, 30 people who don't really know each other into a room, and we read whoever the spirits are that want to show up. And that could be anybody. It could be one person out of the whole group of 30 that gets focused on. It could be a handful out of that whole group that gets focused on. The one thing I like to kind of make everybody aware of when we talk about gallery sessions, there is a very important disclaimer, and I will tell everybody this the day of the gallery and investigation at Benson Grist as well. I like to warn everybody that there is no guarantee at a gallery session that you will get a reading. Just because I don't read you Doesn't mean that there's not information for you, though. So pay attention. Pay attention to everything that's going on. Pay attention to every message that's been given. And, listen in, because it may not be directed at you, but it will definitely be directed to you as an audience. Spirit has this funny way of kind of bringing everybody together that needs the same message and putting them in one room and saying, sit down and listen up. And so, it's funny the way that works out sometimes with Spirit, but it does work out. And so, sometimes the gallery session is 2, like we had at Synchronicities. And sometimes the gallery is, I've had up to a group of 45. I haven't done anything bigger than that. And honestly, I want to, but that's something I have to kind of prepare for because that's a big deal. But we just kind of go with what the direction of the energy is. So I've had people ask, what are some tips? What are some things that I can do to maybe help pull Spirit in my direction? So I'll give you a couple of tips as far as, coming from a medium standpoint of things that I've noticed sometimes work. And again, the key word there is sometimes because you can't guarantee anything. But to help you, number one that I tell everybody is bring an item with you that was that person's. Bring their wallet, bring a ID, bring a shirt, bring, something with you. Obviously nothing large. Don't bring somebody's dog. Don't bring somebody's walker, but bring their wallet. Bring something small that meant a lot to them. And you don't necessarily have to be holding it. You don't necessarily have to pull it out. It could be something that you keep, held in a wallet or in a purse or in your pocket or whatever. But have it there with you. That is their direct energy. That is something that they cherished. That helps them get a little more strength and a little more energy to help them step forward and help them be a little more obvious. Another thing that you can do, and I highly recommend, and I know when I say this, Tanisha will highly recommend, is doing a meditation.
Yep, I do agree.
Do a normal meditation if that's what you do, or do a guided meditation. And if you're wanting to connect with a family member, say your dad or your grandfather or your uncle or brother or aunt or mom or sister or whoever it might be, if you go into a guided meditation that is designed for communication, that's designed to put you in a room and sit you down with somebody, a lot of times they're going to be there. They're going to be in that room wanting to talk with you. And when you do that and you allow them to talk with you like that, then it connects you with them on a very deep personal level. And it kind of allows them to root energy into you. And when they do that, then of course you have them following you around wherever you go. So that could be a good or a bad thing, depending on who you are, depending on what you want. That could be good or bad. But it is a way to do it. When you do a regular meditation, if you do better on meditation without somebody telling you where to go and what to do, then I highly recommend that that's what you do. I highly recommend that you do what you are comfortable with. Because if you try to step out of your comfort zone while you're doing a meditation, things are going to get a little crazy. Just speaking from personal experience. You're going to see things that you probably wish you wouldn't have. It happens. But those are a couple of ways that you can get, some energy, and you can get some direction, and get some connection with that person that you want to talk with. When you first come into a gallery reading session with me, everybody reads differently. Everybody does it differently. So what I'm going to tell you is, when you come in with me, the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes of that reading session are going to be me explaining all of the disclaimers. That you're not going to have a guaranteed reading. That, the best thing that you could do, I'll tell you now, and I'll tell you there in the session, the best thing that you can do is really focus on the reason that you are wanting that contact and the person that you are trying to contact. And when you do that, when you focus like that, it allows that energy to flow. It allows that person to know that you want them there. And then, let's see, what else can you do? If you are already a spiritual person, if you already are into crystals and that kind of stuff, and that helps you to connect, that helps you to boost your energy level, then by all means, please do it. If that helps you and that makes things easier for you to connect and allow energy to flow, then that's what you need to do. That's what's going to help. Other things that you can do. Come in with a absolutely clear mind. Do not come in 100% determined that if I don't get a reading, then this is bogus, or, anything like that. If you don't get a reading in that gallery reading session and you are frustrated because you didn't get a personal reading, and you reach out to me and you tell me that you're pissed off because I didn't read you specifically, I'm going to tell you two things. One, I'm going to apologize to you first and foremost that whoever it was that you were waiting for contact from didn't think that it was as important as you did that you got that contact. And number two, I'm going to remind you that you were in a gallery reading session with a group of 30 people. And if you wanted contact specifically, if there was a reason that you specifically needed contact, the best thing for you to do would be to set up a private reading session so that we could come make contact with that person. But here's the thing. Even in a private reading session, and this is why I say there's a mixed topic, even in a private reading session, when I am reading with somebody, and those of you that are in my classes, and we're starting to kind of open you up, and we're getting to that point where you're starting to read and you're starting to connect with spirit, you will understand this. There is still no guarantee that I'm going to reach your great-grandma Sue. There's just not. I can put all the energy out in there into the world, and you can put all of the energy into the world. And if I pick up my phone right now and I make a phone call and I dial up Grandma, she does not have to answer on the other end of the line. And the same goes for the spirit world. When we're trying to make contact with the spirit world and we're trying to contact family and friends, if for whatever reason they're not ready to make contact, or if they're not feeling like it's necessary for them to spend that energy to contact you, they don't have to. There's no force, there's no control behind that other side. So, and I warn everybody about that, even going into a private reading, that I understand that you may want that contact. I will contact who I can. I will contact who steps forward, but I cannot guarantee you that we will contact somebody directly. We can call for them. We can ask for them, and they might literally step up, identify who they are, show me who they are, give me their hair color, eye color, tell me how tall they are, say hello, and walk away. I've had it happen. I've been working with a couple of people in this class, and we've done a couple of readings, and that's kind of how it goes. And, I want people to understand that's the reality. I mean, we are spirits in a human body, and we are not humans in a spirit body. So we do not have that connection like the spirits do around us. We're getting there. The veil is getting very, very thin. The, spirits that are around are starting to make themselves known way more now than they used to. But we're still not on that level quite yet where I can just blink and wish that Mary would be right here in front of me, and here she is. We still have to make that phone call. And if Mary doesn't answer on the other end of the line, then we're a little bit SOL. And we got to go with who will answer the phone. And I hate to put it in those simple of terms, but that honestly, that is the best way that I can explain it for people, because people are getting very frustrated. People are getting very stubborn about it. And I want people to understand that, yes, we do try. It's not like I don't try to make that contact for you. If you ask, can you contact my brother? I will ask you, sure, what's his name? I will ask you to contact who your brother is. I will ask you to think about him. I will ask you to put that energy out there into the universe. And if he picks it up, and if he realizes that you are there and he wants to talk to you, I am more than happy to relay messages that he has some for you. I will absolutely never ignore a spirit request to talk to somebody. Unless I'm in a store and I'm walking by myself in a crowd of 300 people, and then you can just deal with it. If it's that important, they will set you up with a reading, and it has happened. I have walked through a store before, looked at somebody and went, she's going to ask for a reading. And it took a few weeks, but it happened. And the same lady walked up and went, didn't I see you at the store a few weeks ago? And I was like, crap. Here we go. I thought that was you, but I wasn't sure. It does happen. Some questions that I've been asked as a medium. And if you haven't listened already, I did do an interview with the Supernatural Hour. And it's a 2-part series. So we've done part 1 already. We have part 2 left to go, and it'll probably be the first of the year before we get to that. But a couple of questions that I've been asked, and I was asked in that session, and then I've been asked again. So, as a medium, no, I don't predict the future. I wish I could. I wish I knew the Powerball numbers. We'd all be rich. But I don't. I can tell you what Spirit relays to me. So if Spirit wants you to know that if you're not careful, you're going to die, or if you are not careful, you are going to have an accident, or, whatever the case may be, that kind of stuff I can relay. And that is directly from family. That's directly from whoever the spirit is that's helping you. But if they don't come to me with it, I can't do anything about it. I can't look at your cards and tell you that in a year from now, you're going to have this amazing life. I can't look at your cards and tell you in a year from now your life's going to go to hell. I just can't do it. It's not in the gifts that I've been given, at least not as of yet. And if that ever changes, by all means, I will let everybody know because that will help. But no, that is the difference, and we've talked about that in a previous show. That is the difference between a psychic and a medium. A psychic has been given the gift of future prediction and being able to kind of see what's coming. And honestly, I'm glad that I don't have that ability because I don't want to know. The surprise is worth it. So, but when it comes to mediums, telling you to meditate and mediums telling you about energy and that kind of stuff, it's hard for somebody to tell you about it that hasn't experienced it. So I can do all the research in the world. I can look it up and find any subject you want to find online. But until you've experienced it and until you've been a part of that world, you don't understand the ins and outs of it. You don't understand the real stuff. It's kind of like with the news. We just watched an episode of Dogs Most Wanted. And obviously not a paranormal show, but it's a show that I like. And on there, Beth Chapman, who we all know has passed away, was talking about that she had read a news report from California that apparently she was doing great, and she was on 9 new chemo treatments, and she was on all this stuff, and she made the comment, well, I wish somebody would sure let me know what's going on and how those chemo treatments are going, because I'm not a part of that. The same thing goes in this field. People talk all kinds of stuff, and you're going to hear all kinds of stuff about the field and about mediums and about psychics, and, experience it for yourself. That's all I can say. If you're worried about a gallery reading, go participate in one. Go find out what it's about before you throw judgment, before you pass judgment on it. Before you say that Teresa Caputo was a fake psychic, which she's not. She's an amazing psychic. But before you say anything like that, why don't you go do your research and find out for yourself? I've been asked about different mediums. I've been asked about different investigations groups. I've been asked all kinds of questions like that starting these podcasts. And I'm going to tell you right now, I do not like talking bad on anybody. I don't. And if I talk bad on them, they've earned it. There's a reason. I will talk facts. If you have proven a reputation of being a liar and a cheat and a fake, then I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say it how it is. If you've proven a reputation that you can be a decent person, everybody makes mistakes, guys. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes on the TV show, sometimes it is the production crew that screwed up the show for them. Sometimes it is, things that happen because of the spiritual activity in the house that we missed out on pieces of stuff. I mean, if anybody that, excuse me, I had to hiccup all of a sudden. Anybody that watched the live broadcast, the live Halloween broadcast, anytime activity ramped up, the TV went haywire. Their cameras cut out. If you were a part of the live chat with, the Travel Channel crew, the live chat kept shutting down when everything got ramped up. So it does happen. But let's get back on the topic. So Benson Gristmill investigation. After we do the gallery reading session, anybody that is staying after for that investigation, prepare for one hell of a night. That's all I'm going to say. Because we are going to go in there and ramp that place up by bringing all of those spirits in there. So some of it's going to be good. All of those spirits that are in the building, most of them are pretty well-mannered. Most of them are pretty hyper, but will interact. And then we have the occasional few who are ignorant dicks and have nothing better to do than to annoy people and terrify people and pick on people. And they're very good at their job. So if you've been there and you've met those spirits, just get ready for it again, because that's what's going to happen. We're going to have the last figure that I had gotten. I'll have to look back here and check for you. But I want to say that the last figure I had gotten, we have about 20 people showing up for the gallery reading. If you're one of those 20, thank you very much for purchasing tickets and coming out, being a part of this event. I am so stoked for it. It's going to be a blast. I may end up not having a voice for that. So, thank God for having a microphone. I'll still be able to talk to you. And, if I don't have a voice that night, you can kick Tanisha's ass for that. 'Cause we got her nasty.
Bronchitis. And I am finally getting better, as you can tell by my voice. Still not fully back, but hey.
I don't think I caught the bronchitis end of it. I think I just caught the head cold portion. But everything's into my sinuses now, and so it's like affecting my throat and stuff. So that's all kinds of fun. But Anyway, so yeah, we're going to have 20 different people there. So imagine that. 20 people plus our group. Like that's not including the members of the team that are coming to support the event and to help kind of lead members. As far as I know, there'll be 5 of us from the team plus the 20 that are showing up for the reading portion. Plus we have another 10 people showing up after that for the investigation. So we have about 30 people there for the investigation. So all of those people that are going to be there, plus at least one spirit apiece showing up, because you all bring your guides with you. And then the last I checked, depending on the night, there's between 20 and 100 different spirits on that property. So there's going to be a ton of energy going on. I like this environment. I like Benson Grist Mill because it is very, very, very mild. The worst of it that you're going to get is like shadow movement and noises and, possibly messing with your emotions. And that's honestly the worst of it. That's honestly the worst of it. I have seen a couple of people pushed, but never pushed downstairs or anything like that's going to hurt them. Anybody that knows our good friend Shane, he was there, and Shane's a big dude. I mean, he's not very tall, but he's a bulky dude, and he got pushed out of the storage garage by the spirit that was in there. Beyond that, I mean, I've seen all kinds of things there. Emotions twisted, and I've seen people get really nervous and then leave the building that they're in and be fine. So it does happen. There's all kinds of things that happen there, but we're going to ramp it all up. We're going to get it all hyped up because we're going to go in there and discuss the paranormal, and we're going to go in there and discuss deceased relatives. We're going to go in there and discuss all that kind of good stuff. So for those of you that are staying for the investigation, let me give you a piece of advice. And I'm going to give the same advice there. So if you're not listening to the show, you'll be able to hear it there, so don't worry. But I want everybody to ground before the reading. And I want everybody to ground again before the investigation. And when we get everybody there and we get everybody kind of sat around talking about the investigation before we actually investigate, that will be something that we bring up. I want everybody to make sure that they are good and grounded because I know that this is going to be a wilder night. We are in the spirit of Halloween, and so the spirits like to come out to play because of all the hype and all the activity of Halloween. And then we're going to hype it up again because we're doing the gallery reading session on the property. And I want you guys to know that there is a chance that I will interact with the spirits of the place during that gallery session. I'm going to go in beforehand and kind of do a protection ball, if you will, around the amphitheater. So when you bring in your family and friends, that is all who can get through that. But like I have been saying this whole time, nothing is guaranteed. So I will do my best. I will set up that protection wall and allow only those that are coming in to talk with you are allowed in. The dangers of doing that are if they are negative, if they have left for evil reasons, they may have a hard time coming through that. So we'll see how the night goes. We'll see how it starts out with. I like to kind of get there and set the tone with the spirits that are with the resident spirits of that place of what we're doing so that they're aware. We do have friends on the other side, and we have made very good friends with this place. So if you've never been to Benson Grist Mill before, let me kind of give you a little bit of a rundown on where everything is located and where we like to hang out. Everybody on the team has their favorite location. Everybody does. And everybody has their favorite for different reasons. Mike and Terry, for example, love going out in the school and talking to Janie. She entertains them every time. I like going into the between the big mill and the shed, because that, I'm telling you, that thing is incredible. He is very, very strong and opinionated. And so he'll tell you what's up. Gary likes to go everywhere. Tim likes to be in the big mill, down in the amphitheater. Everybody has their spot that they like. And we all have experiences in probably every part of the property. The only place that I have not been in to experience like any activity is the main office, and we don't want to go in there and mess with them. So we want the office people to be able to enjoy their office. And the same with the store. We haven't even really been in the store to mess around with them. That's something that if you go during their tour season and go in during the day, you can get access to that. So, but that's kind of a really good coverage of what to expect in a gallery session. Just please come open-minded. That's all I ask. Come expecting an experience and not a reading. And that way you'll still get the general message, but you're not anticipating something that may not happen. You're coming for a show. Just remember that. If you think of it as you're coming to watch somebody speak, then it helps a little bit with that blow. Thanks again, everybody, so much, seriously, for your support. I know we don't have a lot of people on that listen to this live broadcast yet, but we're getting there. We're slowly building. We do have the podcast that is on Anchor. You can also find it all over the place. If whatever your favorite podcast place is, Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Anchor, all of them. If you have access to podcasts, you have access to us. So look for the show, The Life of a Utah Medium. Invite your friends to invite us, come and find us and take a listen. If you know people that are looking for a new podcast to listen to, tell them to listen to our show, and let us know that, have them let us know that you sent us, and, we'll be sure to take care of everybody real good. So, thanks again, everybody. We look forward to seeing everybody out there Friday. Like I said in the podcast, pay attention, because we will be doing a live broadcast from Benson Grist Mill. So if you don't see the podcast on there this Friday, that is the reason. We're not going to do a podcast. We're going to do a live broadcast instead. So make sure everybody knows that. Make sure everybody logs in here and listens to us on there. And get your event tickets, guys. AdvancedParanormal.com or The Life of a Utah Medium on Facebook. Thanks so much for listening in. Thanks for all your support. Love, guys. And we look forward to doing another episode for you live from Benson Grist Mill Friday night. I will let everybody know what time that's going to be when we know. We will talk to y'all shortly. Thanks so much and have a great one.